There we go. Got her all set up. Nora, what's going on? You are first. What's going on, Duckster? I sound like a robot. Is it making weird noises or was it just something I was doing? Hopefully everything's normal sounding. Yeah, it sounds like a robot. Still? Is it still reverbing? Damn, I don't know. I didn't change anything. Uh-oh. Maybe I... Did I hit something? I don't think it's changed. Is it still doing it? I swear I haven't hit anything. We might just be doing a live stream with reverb and robot sounds. Damn, it's still doing it? Oh, man. Hey, Nora, I was thinking, somewhere down the line, if you want, I would have to figure out, I would assume it would be very similar to like a Zoom call, but we could set up to where like we have like a get together and like I guess an interaction on YouTube and like we can do a live stream of it too, so we can like talk stocks and all kinds of stuff too. So then you can have a live stream while I'm doing it as well, and then we could, talk stocks and do whatever. Hopefully it's not still making robot noises. Everything sounds good on my end, so I'm hoping everything sounds alright. Test. Mike, what's going on? I saw you said reverb, but I didn't say what's up. Hope everything is going good. Hopefully everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys ate enough food. Uh, I was spending more time with family last Friday, so we skipped the live stream. So figured we'd jump into this one. Figured there's gonna be a lot of stuff to talk about, which there truly is. One of the number one things I'm looking at right now is number one on. So when I pull this up, guys, as you can see in the top where it says like my positions, it shows 401k, TD Ameritrade, Spider ETS, watch list, all that stuff at the top. That's kind of like what my kind of like my watch list are. So number one on my thing is CIIC. So you guys can see today it had a decent run, 26.40%. I mean, they're doing some nice stuff. Definitely doing some nice stuff. I like to see that one. Trine's right there as well, which is desktop metal. There should be some exciting announcements. I think so. I think so, Duckster. Mike, hello, brother. Nice Valkyrie dialogue. Really impressed. I appreciate it, Mike. I've been working. I'm gonna kind of let me see if I can turn this down for you guys. Maybe I just moved the mic too close. There we go. Hopefully that's better for you guys. Yeah, that's what it was. I had to move it closer when I was doing that interview. Yeah, for sure. So I've been working on that for a little bit. So at my job, I was working overnights for 4 weeks. I was filling in for a guy who took a sabbatical, which is basically a 4 week vacation. And I was filling in for him, and it was a lot easier to do YouTube because obviously I'd work all night and then sleep for like 4 or 5 hours in the morning, and then I could just commit to YouTube until our son would get home from daycare. So one night I just basically was like, man, I want to take a risk. I want to take a flyer. I'm getting to that point where like I'm getting very, very close to 1,000 subs. You know what? I'm just going to take a risk. I'm going to do it. I'm going to send an email, and I sent it directly to Ryan Walsh, and he responded. Per the email, it says it's confidential, so I can't actually like read word for word what it says, but he basically informed me that his team had showed him the videos that I've been putting out, not only on the Valkyrie company, but like it says other partners. So I'm assuming it was, some of the other ones that I had been working on. And he said that he would absolutely be honored to be on my channel. And that really blew me away. And I was just super pumped about the whole situation. So got it all scheduled, got it all set up, and it's amazing. I think what's going to happen too is when I actually get monetized and I'm able to upload, because guys, the biggest thing too with monetization isn't just necessarily you get paid. I mean, that's cool and you start generating money off of ads, but it allows you to upload videos longer than 15 minutes. And for me, that's a big, big piece, because if I'm going to start doing interviews, which I'm planning on it, I have another one lined up here coming up. If I'm going to start doing interviews, I don't want to chop them up and have to make multiple videos like I did. I would much rather put it all as one video. Every week, everyone can watch it straight through. And, that's what I'm looking forward to, is being able to provide you guys with great content and not have to cut it up in half. Because truthfully, in that interview too, I had to cut out about 5 minutes worth of stuff, even though it wasn't necessarily like dire, like really deep information. I still had to cut it out, and there was some stuff where we kind of were just talking and things like that. So I do think once I get monetized, I'm gonna upload the full version of the interview. That way everybody can see like it uncut and everything like that. Nora, that blasted off. I missed that rocket. Yeah, I'm telling you what. See, I got in. I got 10 shares. Obviously, that's not a ton. I started a position. I'm gonna keep doing my thing. So yeah, I'm gonna keep adding to that one. There's a couple other ones that I've added to my list. Obviously, I did a video on Pershing Square Tontine. I always mess that up. But I added 45 shares of that, and I'm gonna hopefully add another 45 come Monday if it's down. So I'm hoping I can get some more of that one, because who knows what that is actually going to be. That's what I'm excited for. I think no matter what it is, when you're talking a $4 billion valuation, heck, the market cap right now is like 5 point something billion dollars. So you're talking a decent chunk of stuff right there. You were all dressed up, Lucas. Yeah, I try to be professional. That's one thing that I'm kind of always about. Like, I'm definitely, even on this next one, I'm probably not, I'm going to still dress up and wear a nice button down, and that's how I am. I'm presentable. So, I'm not going to rock the hat backwards and things like that, the hoodie, maybe down the road, but I just still want to be presentable. I want to give people the options that, or at least the presentation that, hey, Lucas cares about this, which I truly do. That was by far the coolest thing. Not only just YouTube, but probably one of the coolest things I've ever got to do in my life is interview a CEO. Like, that was phenomenal. And he was just like down to earth, coolest dude ever. Thanks, Duckster. Yep, there's the logo, and it's pretty freaking sweet. What's going on, Brandon? What is going on, my friend? I don't usually buy more than 10 shares of anything. I'm still new, and I'm afraid of losing cash in the uncertain market. Completely understand, my friend. Completely 100% understand. And I'm not going to lie to you, when I first started out, that's exactly what I was doing. And I started working my way up in increments. So I did start out 10 shares. Usually when I open a position, it's anywhere from 10 to 25. And then I let it kind of sit for a little bit and see what it does. If it starts to really go up, then I'm like, dang, I missed. But now that I've kind of like figured some things out, I would say I'm not an expert by any means. But I feel a little bit more comfortable about like my knowledge and understanding of some of the charts and 52-week highs and 52-week lows and things like that. I try to start buying in increments of 100. But yeah, I completely understand, my friend. That's definitely, and I understand for sure. Thank you, Nora. I appreciate that. I don't know if you heard or if you were on, Nora. If sometime you wanna, I was thinking about maybe we could like dual a live stream somehow. I don't know if we could do that through a Zoom call where like we just bounce ideas off each other, talk about stocks. You seem very knowledgeable when it comes to calls and things like that. I am not very good at that, so I would like to just pick your brain about that and talk to you about that and just see what you think about that. And then if you have questions for me, you can ask those, whether it's YouTube, stocks, whatever, and we could just create a live stream. That'd be pretty freaking cool. Yeah, Mike hit it on the head right there too. For sure. Paper trade until you lose it all, then start focusing. No question. And start realistic too. And that's I did that. I truly started with like the exact amount of money I was going to be starting with. Some people say start with like 25,000. Well, you're going to be more likely to do more than what you're wanting to do. So like realistically trade with paper trading with what you're going to be doing. So like for me, I just threw 10 in there and then I started learning to trade with that 10. Dexter, CNBC predicts Tesla to be 780. There's a lot of people out there that are calling for 1,000. I mean, I don't know when they're saying the 1,000's going to happen. But 1,000, I mean, that'd be nice. I'm telling you what, that would be super nice if it got to 1,000. I'm decent with call options, but they don't always work out. Hey, you're still doing it better than I am. I can tell you that. I don't have anything related to call options or doing call options or anything like that. That's one thing I eventually would like to start learning is how to do options. So I'm solely 100% into stocks, and I would say, when I first started experiencing the stock market in general, I was getting in and out of things. So like, I wasn't necessarily a day trader because obviously I didn't have enough money in the account to do the day trading, but I would do that aspect more of a swing trading. And then I realized just for my situation, I felt more comfortable really doing the homework, doing the due diligence, and then the long-term investing. And that's kind of what I've based on doing my YouTube on as well. So I've never done a call option. Yeah, see, I'd be honest, I haven't either, Dexter. Nora is the pro. You just, Dexter, watch her videos and she will get you going. You should do a video on how they work, Nora, just an idea. I think she should too. She's talked about, I think one of the things she's hitting on is getting away from Robinhood. And correct me if I'm wrong, Nora, but I know you talked about potentially getting away from Robinhood, and those call options are something that can be done somewhere else as well. It'd be pretty cool if you taught people how to do the call options as well. So, well, let's dive into some stocks. Let's see what we got going on here. So, there he is. For some reason I was like, where's Tim at? Bam, it pops up. What is going on, Tim? Yeah, exactly. I was just about to dive into exactly those two. So we started off with CIIC, obviously. I tell you what, guys, Jim Cramer really popped that one. the reason why, yesterday, I don't know if you guys saw his take on it or not, but basically he stated that he's like, this is babe, or what do you say, the son of Tesla or something crazy like that, or the little brother of Tesla or something. Either way, I feel like that's a big reason why it popped. If you know anything about CIIC, the backing behind CIIC is phenomenal. They really, truly do have great ideas. They already have a massive order from UPS. So CIIC is definitely going to be a very, I guess if you haven't invested, I would definitely say keep it on your watch list. So then my next one is Trine Acquisitions. So Trine is going to be the desktop metal. It really had a decent run today. It was up 20%. RMG Acquisitions is going to be Romeo Technologies, the battery company. It had a 19.95% run today. And then Tim's, infamous, the stock that he sold me on. I was like, holy smokes. Is Lancadia Holdings LCA going to be the golden nugget? Absolutely amazing. Looking forward to that one, to flipping over for sure. Then we got the old multi-plan. Then we're getting into ConocoPhillips. I'm going to always keep ConocoPhillips. It's kind of like got a sentimental thing connected to that. My grandpa was always investing in the ConocoPhillips. So I'll always own ConocoPhillips just for that reason. CleanSpark, I'm telling you guys, CleanSpark is going to be, in my opinion, a great stock. It's going to have a bright future, very long-term play. Then we got the old Stable Road Acquisitions. I can't remember the company, but that's the rockets and things like that. And then I did get into VGAC, obviously Virgin Galactic's. Actually, it's the potential car company. I might ride that one up just to get a profit, and then I might take some profits off of that and flip it into something else. Just because it's not that I don't like the company or what's going on there. I just think a perfect example is Virgin Galactic. It's very unknown. It'd probably be a lot easier to build a electric car and get that functioning versus putting people into space, no question. So I'll be driving home, but I'm tuned in. Sounds good, Nora. Duckster, I'm so disappointed in Highline. Well, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was very, very frustrated with Highline. There is nothing wrong with the company whatsoever. I will completely say that out front. They just do not have the hype around it, and it just seems like they don't have the PR. They're not a flashy electric vehicle. It's not a Sportster. There's nothing flashy about it. So since they're not really producing anything in a mass bulk right now, there's just not a lot of attention around it. I took a $1,300 loss on it today. I was willing to cut ties with it. And the reason is because I wanted to get into something else. And sometimes you got to make those decisions. And like people always say, you don't technically lose until you sell. Well, I was willing to take that L. I learned it. It's just one that it was good, but it just isn't the thing that it expected to be right now. So I put it in some other things, specifically Perishing Square, which is PSTH. I got 45 shares of that, like I stated. So that's where I did with that, basically. Yeah, that too. And, this... Lucas, your mic is making you sound like a robot, bro. Damn, that's twice now people said that. I have no idea what is going on. I don't necessarily want to end this stream. Is it still doing it now? I don't know what's causing it. No, I appreciate it. I just hope it's not, like, super weird. I don't know what's causing it. Sounds like two audio sources, headphone jack all the way in. I'm gonna try disconnecting and then there. Let's try disconnecting and then hooking back up. Oh, that's what it is. That'll fix it. Sorry. I think I found it. There we go. That should fix it. So basically what I did is I didn't realize that it was picking up the mic from the actual like Mac. And then I have my actual microphone going, so it was reverbing off. Damn, so I've been going for 21 minutes. Oh my goodness. I'm a rookie. Rookie streamer here. Sorry. I was probably losing people left and right. Oh, man. Maybe I got too much vodka in this cup. Maybe that's what's going on. I decided to go vodka and cranberry tonight. Change it up a little bit. But yeah, so I don't even know what I was talking about. Yeah, let's just get on that. Let's get on UAVS and let's talk about what the whole entire. I mean, that interview, guys. I tell you what, I've already talked about it a little bit, and I'm not gonna just beat it till it's done. But I'm telling you what, guys, that interview was phenomenal for me, and the reason I say that, and it was phenomenal for you guys, and the reason I say that is because I've watched it now myself multiple times. And the reason is because in that interview, there was so much unveiling of information, telling information that is just amazing. Like, as he's going and he's talking about Ag Eagle, he's talking about basically the projects they are working on. And it sounded like there was multiple projects that they're working on. And he gets to the point where, like, I'm like, okay. And he starts saying, I don't know if I can go any further because I don't know what I'm allowed to say. Well, this is where I started to assess that interview. And this is what I'm getting at. Basically, what I got from it is he could tell you so much, but then he's held back by Ag Eagle's NDA, non-disclosure agreement, with the company that is bigger than both of them. And he's like, I don't know if I can tell you everything because of that. So to me, that clicks. Obviously, I jumped and assumed that it's going to be Amazon. But obviously, there are other major companies out there that it could be. But with all the ties, all the connections, all the due diligence that tons and tons of people are doing, it just makes sense. It does. It truly does. And so that was a big piece. And one of the biggest things, too, that I wanted to really talk to him about, which he really, I think, gave me as much as he could for the amount of time we were allotted. But the thing is that I really wanted to hit on that drone aspect, because as investors, we could keep throwing stock after stock after stock, and we keep saying, hey, Ag Eagle is a long-term play. And we know it's a long-term play. But I ideally truly want to know, how much of a long-term play are we talking? Like, are we talking 10 years? Like, what are we talking here? And when he basically started to say that you're going to most definitely see drone activity in 3 years, and you're going to truthfully see it really functioning in 5, that started to click for me. That made a lot of sense. That started to tie some things together. And now the next interview that I have lined up, which is scheduled for the 21st of December, it's scheduled. Stuff could happen, guys, that things could get, where that's also the week of Christmas. So there's a chance that things could get offline. As of right now, it's on, but that one's going to be very telling as well. It's also with another drone company. I'm going to tell it right here because somebody started the rumor that Lucas was interviewing the CEO of Ag Eagle. That's not who it is. It's not Michael Drozd. But it is another major CEO from another drone company, and it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. And what this one's going to help provide, too, is a different perspective from the drone aspect. I'm hoping to get some questions answered on the certification or the license or whatever they want to call it, 107, which allows, it's from the FAA, and what the difference and what benefits there are from getting the 135, which is all these major companies are going out to get. So, for example, Amazon, Google obviously is going out and getting the 135. Workhorse is going out and getting the 135 for the Horsefly. So there's going to be some differences there, and you're going to really start to see see a big difference. I think you're also going to see a lot more information given on just overall drone aspect. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm really, really pumped about it. I'm hoping and praying that by the 21st, I have 1,000 subscribers and I'm monetized. And the reason is because I want to upload full videos for you guys. That way you can watch the full videos. You can see everything that's going on, because that last interview was amazing and I had to chop it up into 2 parts. And that really kind of, man, it hurt. I appreciate it, Duckster. I really do. I appreciate that. Tim, same thing. I really do appreciate you guys. It means a ton. And, as this channel continues to grow, I'm going to remember every single one of these. Nora, every single person that's been there from the very beginning. Amazing. Almost didn't recognize you without the hat and hoodie. Yeah, I kind of talked about that too, Tim. Like, I'm trying to, when I do interviews, I'm going to continuously try to be professional. Even if it is a Zoom call. I mean, that's always been my style anyways. Is to just kind of be professional. So, this even on the 21st, I plan on getting a button-down shirt and things like that. The only thing I'll admit, I had dress pants on. The only thing I didn't do is I didn't have shoes on. I was up to the nines on everything else. I just decided not to put shoes on. Nora, Uber Eats. Well, I tell you what, Uber Eats might be connected to the next one I'm doing. You could tell he was really making sure not to let anything slip. Can I ask if he had to have the questions ahead of time? Yes, he did. Yeah, so basically how the whole thing went, I just sacked up one night. I admit it. I just was like, hey, I'm to the point now where I feel confident enough that my channel is I mean, it's not really 1,000 subscribers, guys, is a lot. It gets you monetized, but if you look at the big people who are getting interviews, 1,000 subscribers is nothing. So I was like, I'm gonna take a flyer, and I'm gonna see what they say. I'm the only guy that I feel is covering the drone sector. I'm willing to take a risk and willing to take a flyer, like I said, on companies that aren't public yet, but providing information on some major companies that are going to be up and coming in that sector that could potentially go public and have just a massive dent put into that sector. And if they do come public, those are going to be really good companies. So I'm going to continue to do that. I do want to be considered the drone guy. I mean, I never thought that that's the direction I would go. But, I mean, obviously I'm still going to do EV. I'm still going to do, all the SPACs. I'm still going to do Perishing, Square, Tontine Holdings. Obviously, Bill Ackman is a beast. So, obviously, I'm doing that. All the EVs, like I said. I'm still going to continue to do all that stuff. But I am going to start doing a lot more drone stuff because it's a lot of my, understanding and a lot of my research is going to that. And I want to be that person. There's already so many people out there that are covering, Workhorse. I mean, truthfully, Workhorse is always is and always will be my baby. I mean, I was in that thing so freaking early. But I feel on YouTube it's getting beaten down so much that people are they're one-upping each other, basically trying to one-up each other on videos. And it's getting to the point, too, where people are your video told me to do this, and I'm not about that. So that's why I'm gonna stick with my lane and do that thing. I like being the drone guy. That's what's freaking cool. So, and when that starts to take off and pop, people are gonna hopefully come to Lucas and Nora and everyone else that's sticking with that sector as well. So, but yeah, Tim, to answer your question, they did need the questions ahead of time. So just like this next one, they want questions ahead of time. And so I prepared all those questions. I wrote them out and everything. So it was a lot of time put into that because I really wanted good questions. Brandon, I appreciate it, man. I really do. It's amazing that we're this close, and you're one of the ones that's supporting me in that last stretch. And so I really appreciate that. Nora, you're our drone guy. I appreciate that, Nora. I'm hoping so. Duckster NCLH. I think I know what that one is. Oh, yeah, Norwegian. I don't know why I always forget what Norwegian. I think you're gonna be happy with Norwegian. Carnival's another one. You got Carnival for sure, Duckster. Carnival's a good one. I think it's gonna, once this vaccine gets rolling, I think a lot of these stocks that have been beaten down for a long period of time are really gonna start going back in the good direction. And the thing is too is people are always cruising, so when that does start to pick up again, and the vaccine is readily available and people are getting it, I expect the revenue to start pouring in again. People start getting back on planes. That whole sector is going to start going up again. You got to think too, when people start getting vaccines, just the revenue in the entire world is going to start pumping back up again. Like, I don't actually know the day-to-day, what's going on in like the UK or what's going on in Europe, but it's just like once vaccines are distributed, people are getting them, they start to feel more comfortable about the situation. It's going to become a normalcy again to some degree. So people are going to start going on vacation because they've been locked up and not able to do the things that they're used to doing. I think a lot of vacation is going to start happening for sure. For sure. CCL is amazing. Brandon, I'm telling you, CCL is a good one. I work with a guy that I consider a mentor and just a really, really, really great friend. And he's a big-time cruiser. And he is a big-time Carnival fan as well. So most people don't know, if you get 100 shares of Carnival, you get, I do believe it's $100 onboard credit. So originally when he invested into his 100 shares of Carnival, he basically invested for that $100 onboard credit. Well, he started getting very, very addicted to Carnival, and I do believe he has over like 1,000 shares now, and his dollar cost average is right around in the 20s. He said he's like within a $2 of basically getting back to that mark, and then obviously it's going to keep going up. So he's very happy with that right now. I'm a travel investor mainly. That's awesome to hear, Brandon. That's a completely, that's what's unique about this whole situation. Everyone kind of like picks their thing and they get so involved with it that they become almost subject matter experts on some of that stuff. And I'm sure you know a lot more about the travel sector, maybe more than I do even. So that's what's cool about this whole thing. And that's a big reason why I started this YouTube journey, is because we can come on live streams like this, bounce ideas like that off of each other, talk about, the travel industry, talk about the leisure and hospitality, all kinds of stuff. That's what's absolutely cool about this whole situation. Okay, don't laugh, but I'm thinking KNDI. Hear me out. It's a Chinese EV company, but they make an EV car around $10. It's already being sold in Texas, thinking, but haven't pulled the trigger. I really started tracking that probably, man, it's been a hot minute. It's been like right before that EV sector popped. I was just starting to search when I found Workhorse. And I can show you so I had created a group, EV companies and batteries. You guys can see it right there. And every single one of these I've kind of had for a while. So there's some in here people may never even heard of. So like Ambarella, Heister. So some of these are parts that go into these electric vehicles. Some of them supply parts, all kinds of things. So Aero Environment, that's another drone company that's out there. There's very, very, very minute drone companies that are publicly traded. Enphase Energy, that's another one I found. Panasonic, obviously, is not traded. It's over the, I think it's penny stock, or it's traded over the market. I know for sure it's not a penny stock. Energizer, I know it's in here. KNDI, there it is, right there for you. $10,000. Nano Dimensions. Yep, that's on there too, Duckster. I think it was it down? No, it went up today. No, it was down. It was down only 1.85%, and it went pretty far down in the after hours, down 4.03%. Probably a decent entry point right there. Not bad. Not bad right there. 52-week high is actually, no, I take that back. It's 52-week high is $7.97. So there's probably going to be some pullback for sure, especially with it so close. Probably hitting its 52-week high. Yep, 52-week high was hit today or yesterday. Today. So yeah, there's definitely going to be probably some pullback on that. So I would keep that on your watch list. Just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, Duckster, but that would be if I were to play it, that's what I would do. I didn't know about the 100 shares of Carnival thing. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, no problem, Brandon. For sure. I don't know about that on like Norwegian or some of the other cruise liners that have the publicly traded stock, but I know for sure it's with Carnival because it was funny because that's the whole reason why he did it, and then he became very hooked onto it, and so he started investing a ton. I was giving him kind of crap because with him having 1,000, I was like, "Do you get a $1,000 onboard credit?" Thoughts on ALPP acquiring Impossible Aerospace? Spencer Gore may be someone you can get a hold of too. You know, that's what's pretty cool is the doors are starting to open, and I posted that today because that's the truth. Yeah, it's like I'm doing some videos on some 44 cents. That's very, very interesting. I will Mike, I tell you what, I'm gonna dive into that. I make sure I got the ticker symbol, Alpine Ford Tech. Yeah, I'm gonna dive into that one, do some research on it, and see what I can find for you. You probably know a lot about it, but yeah, I'll dive into that one for sure. Those are the ones that turn into something special. You are my drone financial advisor. All right. I like talking drones. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool subject. Okay, I'm interested in what you think will happen when Tesla gets added to the S&P 500. Just under 600 a share, and with the firms having to buy all that outstanding float could be crazy. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be very, very hard to determine too, because I know how things have been working, and this is a completely different situation because usually they say buy the hype and then sell the news. Well, I think the hype's going on. The hype happened, but this is a different circumstance because just like you said, all them firms, all them institutional investors have to start adding. And if it's anything like, my example is with ARK, constantly adding Workhorse every single day in the hundreds of thousands of shares. Is that going to be something that they're going to have to start really doing with Tesla no matter what the price is? And obviously, if that's the case, it's going to drive the price up. It's going to be amazing to see. I'm definitely going to be on the, along for the ride. I own 10 shares of Tesla, and I don't plan on selling those maybe ever. There's two that I know for sure that I'm gonna hold on for forever is Tesla and Apple. Apple is like it got me into investing. It got me basically boosted very, very far into investing. I rode it through probably one of the best times ever. So, Apple will never get sold, especially if it goes to split again, guys. I will have over, let's see, I have 131 shares. So if it splits again, I'm going to be looking at roughly 600 shares if it does a 4-to-1 again. So Tesla did the 5-to-1. So just think if I'm sitting at 10, does another 5-to-1, that gives me 50 shares. Take it. I will take it. Yeah, I'm excited for the whole Tesla thing though too, Tim, because I think it's going to be interesting to see how quick after the split it gets back to 1,000. Because if it does it again, and then it does that for a couple years, are we then going to start considering another split? Like, there's just, I don't know. And then with it being added to the S&P 500, they have to stay consistent. They have to stay consistent in order to stay on the S&P 500. It's gonna be very cool. Apple price prediction by 2022. It's very hard to say, Duckster. The reason why it's hard to say is because I want to see how they do after they get all these reports of like the first initial wave of the iPhone 12, and they get like the first initial wave of the new Macs and the new MacBook Pros and like all the new stuff that they're putting out for the holiday time. It'll be a little bit more easier to kind of give you my price point then, especially with 2022. If we're talking that far out, just my rough guess, we would be talking probably the 400s again. Just would be my guess. I think you see a pretty decent push for quarterly earnings coming up. Probably the next 2 quarterly earnings, you're going to see a decent run up. Just because like they're going to be some pretty solid numbers. And you got to think this is the first company to hit $1 trillion. We talked about this, but I really consolidated my EV stock. Seems like there is a new company every other day, so I'm taking a break. I kind of started thinking about the same thing. And I think that's why when you presented me with Palantir, when you presented me with LCA and we kind of talked about, obviously with Perishing Square, like PSTH, we start talking about that. Those seemed a little bit more intriguing. I think I really wanted to get in CIIG before it merges with, obviously the ticker symbol CIIC, which is confusing, but I do want to add a decent position into that one because I think they're going to be well established. They have massive backing. Kia, Hyundai, UPS already has a tremendous order. So I'm definitely going to pour into that. But as far as continuing to add to some of these EVs, I'm putting that on hold as well. Pour it all into Tesla. I'm sure that's a sound investment. Correct. I have a little bit. So, Brandon, I'll get to you in just 1 second to answer you on that, but I'm going to answer Tim real quick. So, here's my thinking for me. With Tesla, Tesla's at $600. And for most investors, Tesla is very, very expensive, even at $600. So my thinking with that is at some point you're only going to get so far. And what I mean by that is like if I have 10 shares and it gets back to, we'll say 2,500, which is what it was, 2,500, 2,600, which is what it was before. I'm going to make anywhere from 25 to 26,000. That's like pushing it because I'm obviously not going to be able to add very much more to that position right now. $600 is a decent chunk. So I'm accepting where I'm at. But people who continuing to add to Tesla and then for it to get to that point makes more sense than anything in the world. But like with me, I don't have just $600 all the time to just pour into things. So, maybe if Workhorse were to get to $100, I could start doing something like that. But, that's kind of where I feel just for my positioning with Tesla,
That's why I'm like just happy with having the 10 and just seeing what happens. It's just exciting to be in it and then be along for the ride. So that's just my thoughts with that. But people who can invest constantly into Tesla, that's got to be one of the most amazing feelings, because then you're really truly playing like, when are the down days, when are the up days, like I need to know this and that, and like really get your dollar cost average in a good position and things like that. Brandon, is Amazon going to drones? I remember hearing chatter. Yes. So they are definitely going to drones. It's Amazon Prime Air, and they are probably, this is my opinion, they are probably the forefront. They are probably the leader when it comes to the drones, as far as like the overall, just everything that they're trying to accomplish. With them being so valuable and having so much money, they're able to take on things like the FAA. And the FAA is very strict. And even in the interview I did with Ryan Walsh, he stated like those big time companies are having to put teams out, and they're working every single day for like the last 2 years. And they are finally getting the 135 accomplished. So those are big time accomplishments when they're getting it done. Amazon happened to get that done, and they're obviously their products, Amazon Prime Air. The connection that I believe is being done with Ag Eagle is, if they truly are, Amazon is doing it with Ag Eagle. Amazon is designing the drones, would be my thinking, but the manufacturing and assembly is going to be done by Ag Eagle. That's just my thoughts, which is why they keep ordering from Ag Eagle, and they're ordering from them because with the new website from Ag is very telling as well. It talks about custom design, all that stuff. So I think you're really talking some big time stuff with Ag Eagle, and I think it's crazy that they picked Ag Eagle in their name. It makes sense initially because they were all about farming. They were all about drones and farming. But if they really start to resort what I think they're going to get to, which is going to be the manufacturing, the assembly, and like companies are going to come to them and say, hey, I have an order of 10. Can you do this for me? They're going to do that. They're going to design them, build them, and send them to them. And just with that also being said, that's why Valkyrie, I think, was a very big time piece, because now you're starting to talk about the landing station that goes with it, the 5G network that is attached to it, the ability to have multiple options in that box is just very creative and very, just awesome to see. So, yeah, Amazon's going to be a beast in the drone market for sure. Tim, I'm going to speak the merger of Amazon and UAVs into existence. See, and that's another thing too. It's like, do we want it to merge, or do we want it to just stay its own entity and just suck all kinds of different companies' contracts in? And like, for example, like let's say that Ag Eagle just continues to be a partner, or have contracts with Amazon, and they get massive orders. We'll say the next time it comes around and they unveiled the non-disclosure, and they're like, hey, Amazon is our partner. And so they're like, okay, well, that makes sense. They've been manufacturing this many drones, and it just keeps ramping up. Well, then you got other companies out there that are going to start doing the same thing. So like another perfect example could be, I'm just going to use this one example, Walmart. Walmart decides to get into the same field, and they're like, hey, Ag Eagle is doing some amazing things. They're willing to customize drones. Let's go ahead and throw 100,000 order at them. So that right there, I think, is where it starts to become very unique. I think that's where it becomes how they want to actually handle it. And like I said in that interview, Ryan was like, Michael Droz has his foot on the pedal. He's like, I don't want to say he's an aggressive, has an aggressive vision, but he has his foot on the pedal and he does not want to let up. And that's the type of stuff you want to hear. If this guy has a vision and he is just knocking doors down and just blowing through everything to get it done, that's amazing, because they're doing good things. I mean, they truly are doing good things. And they don't have to tell us anything because of the non-disclosure. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to try to get something with them, but there's a good chance it's not going to happen just because the NDA. They don't want to have to deal with any of that. Tim, what if Lucas is a CEO of UAVS and he hasn't told us? Well, that'd be phenomenal. That'd be amazing. I'm not gonna lie. That'd be probably one of the coolest things ever. Lucas Droz Murphy. Maybe perfect week goes like this. PSTH merges with SpaceX on Monday. Amazon announces partnership with UAVS on Tuesday. LCA surpasses DraftKings on Wednesday. Tesla hits 7,000 a share. Man, I tell you what, if you wrote the book right there, I'd buy a plane ticket. Come out and shake your hand, sir. I'd be retiring at 32 for sure. I would, yeah, no question. You guys would definitely be getting like 6 videos a day on YouTube because that's all I'd have to worry about. Duckster, if you keep adding to the stocks you're adding to, you're going to be retiring by the time you're 18. I tell you what, guys, though, that's what's absolutely amazing about this journey. Like I've started, like I posted today. I'm sure some of you guys saw it if you follow me on Instagram. Like it's a rush. And it's absolutely amazing to know that I'm thankfully with, where did that go? Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Oh, I lost the chat for a second. Thankfully with Brandon's, I think I'm down to 17 or 16 subscribers to go till 1,000. And so my thing is like it's very gratifying and it's very awesome to see. Like I can't thank people enough. Like I truly can't thank people enough. I'm from the kindness of my heart. Like that's the type of person I am. Like I'm very, like it means a ton. I can't really describe it. And it's so nerve-wracking though to know I'm this close and I can't do anything about it except for just keep putting out great content and just providing the information that I've been doing since 100 subs. And that's what's crazy, but like I'm so freaking close. So freaking close. Haha, by 18, that's insane. Hey, you'd be surprised, Duckster. You'd be surprised. What does your family think, Lucas? I was kind of talking about that today. So I was always kind of raised in the work hard, kind of blue collar aspect. So like they don't really understand like the technology aspect. They don't really understand like that you can do big things with this. So like my dad just really didn't understand when I first told him about it. And it kind of like, I think that's where like bouncing off you guys and depending on you guys and like having support from you guys is what really helps, because it's not that my dad doesn't like support it. He just doesn't understand. And kind of the same goes for my mom. It's just kind of like the way it is. Like they just don't think technology is that big, like where people can actually make money and make a living off of, talking stocks. And I think what really did it for my dad the other day was when I sent him the videos of the interviews, and I think it started to set in for him like, holy cow, Lucas is doing some stuff. Because like you can see the number, like right now it's like, 900 and I haven't even checked in a 983. This might not be redone. Yeah, so 983. I don't think he can really, even though it shows the number of 983 people, I just don't think that that's an understanding. And like he just can't understand that there's 938 people that are like watching my stuff. So That's why I think it's gonna be special when all this happens, because you guys are considered my family. I mean, I really do consider you guys family for sure, and I do talk to you guys quite a bit on the side, and I do care about what you guys think, what your thoughts are, like what stocks you guys are interested in. I mean, that's why I do this. I mean, that's why I really did start this whole thing, was to interact, create that relationships, and do cool stuff with you guys. Because it's you guys are what makes it. You make it. I mean, if it wasn't for the subscribers and the viewers and people watching, you wouldn't be anything. That's what's unique about it. And if you're a good person and you show good traits, you do good things, you give back, and that's my intent too with this whole YouTube thing. I want to give back to some charities with some of the money that I make. There's some projects that I want to, give back to. There's a veterans community project that's, based here in Kansas City, that they build veterans homes. And I want to be able to donate some money to them. Our son hasn't always been the healthiest, starting out. He's obviously a lot better, but we've experienced a lot of stuff, and I want to donate some money to the Ronald McDonald Foundation that helps children get, better. Those are things that I want to be able to say I can do because of this YouTube channel. So that's what I want to do. Mike, check for TSNP before next week. Merger with HUMBL to become a global conversion app that rivals PayPal. Always speculative, but def moving and one to watch. Yeah, I'll write that down right now. Actually, yeah, let me write it down, because then I can put it on the TNSP, and they'll be merging with Humble. I got you, Mike. I'll have my fiance and brother apply. I'm going to push some subs for you. Brandon, that's amazing, my friend. I really do appreciate that. Means a ton. Means a ton, for sure. You guys are pretty much the only people I talk to about stocks, since nobody in my family understands. Duckster, I can relate, my friend. That's a big thing, and like I know you and I talked about it on the side too, is that's what's unique about this situation too, is not a lot of people take stuff like this seriously, and whether it's just an understanding or just not choosing to understand because they think it's complicated or they think it's very similar to gambling. A lot of people just choose not to understand, and that's a loss for them, but then it's also a loss for you when you care about it, because that's, you like talking about it, you like doing that type of thing. So that's another reason why I wanted to do YouTube, is because I wanted to come on here and be able to talk and interact with you guys on stuff that I enjoy. I'm obviously a huge sports fanatic, but that's easy to talk to some people. People like talking sports, but do they talk stocks all the time? Do they not talk finances? Do they talk businesses? Not necessarily. So that's why I like doing this as well. You guys are pretty, yep, that's right, Brandon. Yep. Fiance here, subscribe. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. It means a ton. It really does. And I, like I've always said, you guys, if you open up a side thing with me on Instagram, I mean, you can ask Tim, you can ask Duckster, you can ask Nora. I mean, on Instagram, I talk to in Messenger. I think that's what it's called on Instagram. I know it's called that on Facebook, but I'm willing to talk to people on the side about stuff. If they have questions, I can help the best I can. Obviously, I have to say I'm not a financial advisor, because I'm not, but I do like to talk stocks. I do like to help people out, and I do like to just carry on conversations. I do. So my Instagram is right there at Murphy4848 if you're interested. And I post all my stuff about YouTube on there. I post, things about stocks on there. I'm mostly posting to my story to update. I provide motivation as well. That's one thing I've always enjoyed doing, is just being motivational and inspiring and doing things like that. So Duckster got me up on Instagram. I'm always down to talk stocks. Ask Lucas. Yep, he is. We're always bouncing. Well, he's giving me the pointers, and I'm the one that's taking it. I'm literally sitting here as Tim's coming at me. I'm like, all right, what's he? Okay, I got it. All right. My pet peeve is when someone calls it gambling. Yeah. Yep. My dad kind of says that, and it's just like, alrighty, let's talk baseball. Yeah, we got to remember, Tim is a Giants fan. Nora, it's very hard to talk to someone into stock investing. I agree, it really is. And that, when I first started doing YouTube, I was originally thinking like, this is going to be hard because a lot of people may not necessarily go to YouTube for stocks. But then as I started getting into it and really realizing like that this is a big time thing and it's becoming even a bigger time thing, I think that's where I was like, all right, this is going to be fun. There he is. Randy, what is going on, my friend? What is going on? I got a lot of jokes, Tim. They may not always be good, but I do have jokes. Let's go, Yankees. I don't know. I'm not going to try to do the finger pointing thing again, but back over here, I do have a Yankees thing going on. It's actually from one of the World Series, piece of the ball. That's my thing too, is like if people are interested in starting YouTube, like I'll be honest, I would reach out to people. I was at like 100 subs. Hey, do you have any advice? Yes, you can make a video. Yes, you can make a video that tells me how you achieved getting to 1,000 subscribers and some tips and pointers. But the thing is if I ask you a question like, hey, what do you think of this? And like you just ignore it, that's kind of frustrating. And I understand like as you start to get bigger, it's harder and harder and harder to answer every question, to answer every post, to answer every comment. But that's where like I'm going to be different. Like I'm going to give it everything I possibly can to respond to the people who have gotten me to where they've got me. So like as long as it's trustworthy, because trust me guys, when you start getting somewhat of a following on Instagram, it's just spam after spam after spam. Hey, sub to sub, collab, and we'll get you a free t-shirt. Like send us your credit card information. It's like, holy smokes, this is real. And so you just got to be careful with some of that. So like as long as I know that it's people that like are on YouTube, then it's going to be like, all right, I can talk with these people. So that's just my thoughts with that too, but yeah. How about that Nano? Yep, for sure, Randy. For sure. I mean, holy smokes, a lot of these companies that we've been talking about, they're really starting to pay off. Like, now that we've gotten through the election, some of that stuff's really starting to take off. I know that Workhorse news really kind of stunk, but I think it'll be all right in the end. This last time they actually put out a press release, and it stated that there's a really good chance that it's going to happen in Q1, which is January, February, March. So, and some of the things I connected to that too. They said the coronavirus. Well, if you remember Workhorse, their manufacturing line was 35% affected by the coronavirus. So who was actually affected by the coronavirus? Then they talked about getting some capital. Well, Workhorse did have to end up getting some capital. So I think you can start to connect some things there. And I think that maybe there is some reasons why they pushed it back, and it could be due to Workhorse. It'd be interesting to see. All right, Tim, I got you. People have to find you organically. Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like I don't pay to have subscribers. I don't do any of that stuff. I literally just, if you follow me, you follow me. If you don't, you don't. Like I'm not gonna sit there and force you to follow me and pay to make it look like I have 10,000 followers and something like that. If you follow me, you follow me, and the same thing with subscribing. I do push my content out to stock twits, but only if it's relevant to the topic. I do push my content out to obviously Twitter, but I don't tag every company possible. I tag the companies that are relevant. Same goes with Instagram. If I tag the company in Instagram, which honestly, guys, if you're starting a YouTube channel and you really want to make some connections, Instagram seems to be the place to go. Obviously that's probably where Ryan Walsh and the team got their stuff, because I tag them anytime I do a video, and that's probably where they're seeing it from. So I'm telling you guys that it pays off in some aspects for sure. So yeah, Nora, that's exactly what it is. It's organically, and that's why I think I'm so proud about the whole thing too. Is I've built the 1,000 subscribers with you guys by not just doing crazy stuff. It's just by being me. Mike, wish we could invest in particular sports franchises without betting on actual games. Did we just create a thing? That would be pretty freaking cool too. And you know what? If I ever do get big enough on YouTube, I'm going to be looking to invest into a baseball team. I can 100,000% assure you that. That would be the coolest thing. I don't know. It'd be really cool to invest into a football team too. But yeah, that would be pretty sweet. Although I think you'd have a lot more uproar when teams didn't do stuff. I'm in 400 now at 525. That's freaking cool, Randy. That's awesome. It's going to be a special thing. I'm excited to see what it does, for sure. It definitely had a massive run. I mean, it hit its 52 week high, 797. Oh my God, I can believe I'm almost let my baby workhorse go. Thank you, Sensei Lucas. Randy, I know, you nailed it on the head with the person that, you mentioned in the comments. And I think what frustrated me the most about the whole situation, and I'm willing to be open about this, is that for months, the person you talked about in my comment section made workhorse videos constantly stating like price targets, what that individual envisioned the company doing, where, when the person was going to sell, all this stuff, right? But then the moment just some bad news drops, that really wasn't even like super bad news. There was nothing that stated Workhorse wasn't getting the contract. There wasn't anything that stated Workhorse was eliminated. All it said is that they were pushing it back, and he sold everything, it sounds like. Sold everything. And it's like, how can you be talking constantly and providing tips and information to people if you're just going to sell and bail after hours on people when they're the one that's been hyping it up and talking about it for so long and getting people just involved with it? Man, that made me so frustrated. And it made a lot of people frustrated. If you go look, man, I've never seen more dislikes in my life on a YouTube video. I'm thinking March, so no one says, hey, you said January. For Workhorse, Nora, I don't know. I kind of got some mixed feelings on it. I'm thinking it could be like in the middle point. I think possibly February. I think they want to see, this is just my thoughts again, but I think that there's a chance that if we do get another stimulus, I know in this last stimulus they were talking about passing, there was some more funding in there for the post office. Not that that's going to go towards this, but I think that it'll kind of help alleviate some of the damages that are going on besides the vehicles. And so I think that'll kind of boost the morale, and then I think they'll probably start looking at the overall truck or the mail truck. PLG. I think I know that one too. PLG. Platinum Group. Interesting, Duxter. Petroleum. You getting into some Platinum Group? I heard TikTok too, but I don't have it. Yeah, I'm staying away from TikTok. I mean, there was so much stuff going on with TikTok. I'm not involved with that. I'll stick in my lane for now. Bro, it's like Friday, he's the biggest bull, then all of a sudden Monday, he's out and only dropped a few bucks. That's crazy. I'm telling you. Like, that is absolutely crazy. Like, I don't know. That's just my thoughts. His girl told him to sell. That has to be the only reason, not gonna lie. But ever since he went full time and kind of blah, but who am I to judge? That's how I am too, you know, like, no, it's not Jack, Nora, it's somebody else. I don't want to like call people out on the channel because that's not like how I want to go about things, but I mean just the presentation's what frustrated me, because it's like you built your subs off of that, you built your views clearly off of that, and then for you to just sever it like it was nothing, and then just start into other things and create new, like, I don't know. Randy, you know what? Mike was talking about TSNP. I'm gonna definitely have to do my research on it. He said it's supposed to be going with Humble. It looks like HUMBL. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to look into it for sure. For sure, because Mike mentioned it as well. He plays the algo. That's the thing, Nora. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it has to be. I mean, man, that was frustrating, because I like watching people's videos to just see how they present, and it's not always necessarily for the information. It's like consistency and how they do their thing. And like he does have a great presentation. Like, I can tell you he's gotten a lot better from his fairly early on videos, just like anyone else. They get better and better as they get going. But just the way that went down, man, that was frustrating. Is it the other personal trainer? I don't know if I know that one, Tim. The clickbait master. There's quite a few clickbait masters out there for sure. There's quite a few of them out there. There's some that, man, I tell you what, they lure you in, and it's just like the same information that they provided the video of before, but they just created the most awesome thumbnail, and you're like, oh, this has got to be good. And you click on, and you're like, did he just upload, or did she just upload the same video from last time? You got me. Nora, who sold out a workhorse? It's a YouTuber. I'll give you a hint. Has about 40,000 plus subscribers, and it's not Jack. Bought some more SBE when it hit 20. That's awesome, Duckster. I know you're a Switchback Energy guy. Oh, 29. Yeah, Switchback Energy. I'm telling you, something is going to have to fuel the electrical vehicle push, and Switchback is definitely going to be one of those. Yeah, Connor Invest posted a video last night. Looks very, very promising. Huh. I'll have to check. I'll have to see about that. I've been kind of finding some new people. I'm trying to find some people that are in the hundreds, like 100 subscribers, like less than that, and watching their videos, and kind of just, I'm going to start posting on there and be like, hey, look, I was in your shoes at one point, and I'm willing to, like, if you have questions, let me know. So, bro, I'm sorry I fall asleep watching that guy. Hopefully you don't fall asleep watching my stuff. Maybe I do put you to sleep. Maybe that's what I'm good for. Who, Jack Spencer? No, I talked to Jack. I talked to Jack. I've talked to him multiple times through Instagram. And Jack's a really good guy. Really good guy. And he's doing some amazing things. Like, I couldn't be more excited to, like, I just was very kind of, when I first started out, I would talk to him. He was like, I think maybe at 20,000 subscribers. And I just would reach out to him and just ask him some questions. And, he would kind of respond back. And he was actually really cool about everything. So I don't have a bad thing to say about Jack at all. And Jack's been killing it. Jack's one of the people that started getting interviews, like major interviews. Like, people have done it before, but like, for this generation and this style of trading, for people that were just so heavily involved with EVs and Jack just goes out and gets the CFO Steve Schrader from Workhorse, and like that was phenomenal. I mean that really helped the channel. Then he did it 2 other times. Then he turns around and gets the guy who started Workhorse basically, and is running Lordstown Motors. I mean, he does phenomenal stuff. He actually just went and got the Arrival, the CIIC group. He went and got and did an interview with his their CEO. So he's doing big things for sure. CBAT, yeah, Duckster, like we talked about, the only thing I'm worried about with CBAT is that with all this Chinese, delisting talk, what's that going to do to CBAT? Yes, please. I need new people. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I want to help. I want to help upcoming YouTubers. Like, I'm trying to, if Nora has questions, because she's, trying to get everything going, I'm more than willing. If she has questions on stuff, I would help her in a heartbeat. Like, I would like to, one of these times, figure out a way to do a dual stream with her. That way, like, we can bounce ideas off of each other. We can talk about stocks and everything. That would be really cool. And, like, I mean, I'm not going to be a provider of just a wave of subscribers, but at least that we can have that live stream and people can watch it from both sides and be like, oh, hey, and I'd subscribe to her. I'd like her video, or I'd like his video, and I'd subscribe to him. He's a former banker. Gives my profession a bad name if that's one who's sold. I think we're on the same page. Tim. CBAT is still a good watch. I think it's a good watch. I do think it's a good watch. I was all about it. I did the video. I was very, very intrigued. And then with all this like delisting talk happening, I think that I'm going to keep it on the watch list. I can't really hate on them for that. Yep, I understand. Yeah, I'd like to help support some noobs also. Yeah, and that's what it's all about. It's giving back. Randy, LCA merger vote, I believe, is scheduled for 12/18. Probably a dip, but that one will go to the moon. I'm positive. Yeah, I like that one for sure too, Tim. I know we've talked about that one. LCA, guys, is Golden Nugget. It's, with the continuation of the way things are going with, the coronavirus and just the future. Obviously, the casinos are not going to shut down. There's people that are probably dying to get back to the casino who haven't been able to go back, and the actual in-person experience is different. But with that now being presented and brought to you by your phone, and people who like just want to get up and take a break, use their own bathroom, get their own food from their own kitchen, and then still be able to play the slot machines or play blackjack or whatever is going to be options, I think that's going to be phenomenal. I think it's going to be a great, great opportunity. Wow, that's a nice connection. I need a hoodie from Jack. I got my shirt. I got a shirt from him. I wear the shirt all the time in videos. What price point do you think LCA will be at before the 18th? I looked out and got a call at $22.50. What's it at right now? Because it did decent today, $23.38. So you're doing all right. I would say that's a decent time span right there. I could see even like the $30 mark. I think it all just depends. Like, I mean, you're talking SPACs now, and we know how SPACs have kind of been going. So there's a chance it could kind of have a pullback. But I think you're right in that range for sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jack said he's holding no matter what. Yeah, that interview was insane. Yeah, I think Jack is too. Jack said if it got to 15, he was going to add more. Honestly, I said 28 by the 18th. Yeah, I appreciate that. No problem. Yeah, I think LCA is going to be a pretty cool one. I'm kind of excited. I'm excited for these SPACs to merge because it starts getting confusing because there's so many of them. And like obviously like once you start doing enough of them, you're like, okay, I know what that company is. But like after a while, if you don't talk about it, and then like you come back to it, you're like, oh, what was that one again? Just like SRAC, Stable Road Acquisitions. I remember what the company does. I just don't remember what the company is gonna be. I can't. Oh, it starts with an M, I believe. It's the space momentous. That's what it is. See? Yeah, I can remember PTSH for sure. Tontine. Perishing Square, Tontine Holdings. Got a 118. It's 313 at close. I think it can be up there, but being greedy kills you. Yep. I found that out too. I'm excited to see it come to Florida. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet, Nora, if LCA got there. I'm kind of wondering how it's going to be like in the Midwest. I haven't even looked to see if it's going to be an option in the Midwest. It's going to be very cool to see. I'm excited just for the overall like experience. Like I'm not a big gambler anyways. Like I'd much rather put my money into stocks and know that like it's based on just my ability, not me pulling a handle or me hoping cards flip the way I need them to. I mean, don't get me wrong, the casino's fun. It's a blast. And it's a good time, but like just to see it happen like through a phone is going to be pretty cool, or like an iPad, or I mean, it's going to be amazing. That comes first, Duckster. That's when you do it. You'll find out that I post stuff all the time on Instagram. I know you follow me. I post all this all the time. You do your normal 9 to 5, in your case, schoolwork, and doing your homework and all that stuff is definitely during the week. But then you put in the hours after hours. So in your case, the weekend, sometimes in the evening when you can. That's when you put in the work and you get better at it. You hone your craft. Most states have it on legislation to have online gambling legal. Yeah, for sure. That's why I kind of think Kansas and Missouri and all those states will have it. But I really haven't dove in for sure to see. Your Monopoly merch idea will be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I know they created a lot of like wall art and stuff, but I got some ideas. Where do you do most of your research, Lucas? Google, and I don't mean that in a weird way. Like I do most of the stuff through Google. Webull. Hey Nora, do you want to talk about that the new subscription thing that you got that tells you all the information? It shows chart analysis. It shows if it's a bot, like what the rating is, all that stuff. I know you use it quite. You posted it for your Black Friday video. Let Duckster know. It does cost money, Duckster, but maybe it's something that eventually you could get. But it's really, really cool. Nora's promoting it. It's absolutely, it looks like an amazing service. I think once I get things rolling and we get closer to Christmas, I'm thinking about getting involved with it too. But I do a lot of research just kind of on a lot of platforms. I truly, like, as crazy as it sounds, I use StockTwits a lot because a lot of people who really care about the stocks that are within the groups will post really, really good information. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I think Michigan passed online gambling this week as well. I did see, I think I talked about that when I did the video. I know Michigan, and there was one other one that just did it as well up in that same area. What's your top weed stock? UAVS. I believe it's Ag Eagle. I have Trading View. That's it. Trading View. Duckster. So yeah, it's Trading View. It does cost some money. And it's maybe something you get down the road, like when you get really, really, really serious and you really need to like study stocks and chart analysis and all that stuff. But I've seen Nora use it, and that thing looks absolutely phenomenal. Randy, to be honest, to actually answer that question, I really haven't like dove too much into it because of how like just all over the board it was. I know with the past legislature today, I think that's obviously going to be massive. I mean, there's big time things that are coming with it since it was passed federally. And the reason I say that is because now banks are able to get involved. So you're talking like money and obviously some transactions in that aspect. So with you might see some bank stocks going up too because of how much cannabis and medical marijuana and all that stuff is now going to be start being incorporated. They won't blow up till Biden legalizes marijuana. Yeah, I mean I think today that was absolutely a big time thing. With the House passing that, I think when you're really talking on a federal level, you're talking that's a big time pass. I'll pull some stuff up on it tomorrow on my live. Yeah, that would be awesome, Nora. True, but kind of want to buy before the vote. No, yeah, correct. Yeah, man, I tell you what, that's gonna be an interesting play because I remember when that really started to be just like that's right around the time I started like getting into investing was when pot stocks and all that started to enter into the market and how big of a deal that was, and it just seems like nothing really transpired from it. But now that like more and more things are starting to evolve from it, like more legalizations, a lot more companies and medically it's getting things advanced. I think this might be the time to start seeing some of that stuff go. Sundial is under $1. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. These stocks are going to be, man, I tell you, that's going to be a huge thing too because you're talking taxation. Oh my goodness. With 1 billion shares exchanged yesterday. Yeah. I mean, that's a ton of money. There's a lot of taxes that can be involved. I mean, just the business aspect too. Man. My brother-in-law is the weed investor. Yeah, some of those are going to probably start to pay off. It'll be cool to see, and this is just my opinion, but it'll be cool to see what happens in 2021. Hopefully nothing like 2020 as far as like just the pandemic, but this is no pun intended whatsoever, but I think 2021 is going to be a very big growth year. Like there's going to be a lot of growth opportunity. I think there's going to be a lot of growth opportunity in the drone sector. I think there's going to be a lot of growth in the EV sector. I think there's going to be a lot of growth in the zero emission sector. I think there's going to be a ton of growth in the cannabis and the weed area. I think that there's just going to be a lot of growth opportunities, and I think that honestly has nothing. That's just my opinion again, but it has nothing to do with the president. I think it's just the evolution in the. I've talked about this before, not necessarily with you guys, but I think as a country, as a world, we learn to evolve. We evolve from the situations we're given, no matter what the circumstances are. In this case, think of all the ingenuity and the creativity and the just genius ideas that are going to come out of people being locked away in their house or locked away in their living space for long periods of time due to the coronavirus. We're already learning to adapt from the coronavirus. Like drones are currently delivering COVID tests to people. People are adapting and evolving from all this. Like, it's going to be amazing to see, guys, like just what's going to happen from all this stuff. Planet 13, I think, will be a monster. SBVCF. Man, you're all over it, Randy. What's the worst play you have ever made, Lucas? Hyliion. Hyliion and then some penny stocks when I was doing some penny stock trading. Beyond Meat was a terrible one early on. I think I lost like $400 on Beyond Meat. Big fan of the products, not an expert in the investing in the weed, but I can ask my brother-in-law and get back to you the next live stream, Randy. 2021 won't see a crash. I don't think so. I really don't. I mean, obviously I can't see into the future, but I just think there's too many opportunities to happen in 2021 because we're coming off of like a pandemic. And what's absolutely amazing is we've hit over 30,000 in the Dow, and like there's still so much room for growth opportunities. People who have felonies for weed can maybe vote again. That, and I mean, that was a big thing too, is like how many of that is going to allow people to potentially get out or reduce a sentence, things like that. Illinois just passed and got 100 million plus revenue and tax revenue from legalization. I mean, that's where it's going to be crazy to see, is the tax and revenues and all kinds of stuff that's just going to start coming from all that. I really want some Planet 13. Yeah, that's those stocks, they get going and they get hype around them. Yeah, you California guys. Duckster, I was going to say Hyliion also. Yeah, that one got me. That one got me for sure. I think there's a couple others. Nothing that was as big as the Hyliion one. And then like I said, it wouldn't have been a loss, but I accepted it as a loss, sold, and then just I really wanted to put what I had left into something else. Yeah, Planet Fitness is a really good one, Duckster. In all seriousness, that is a phenomenal one. Another one that's not necessarily a gym stock, but Peloton. Peloton was actually, I was invested into Peloton when it was $13 to $15, and now I believe it's over $100. I always hit PLTOX. PTON, isn't that what it is? Yeah. So yeah, I was in at $14 or $15 like a couple months after it came onto the market, and now it's at $114. Thank you, Corona. That's the thing too, Duxter. You're gonna learn, like, those stocks they teach you a lesson. You learn from them, and so yes, it sucks because you're losing money, and in some cases you're losing a lot of money. But those are lessons learned, and you start to grow from those opportunities and lessons learned. Are you getting into skills? I thought about it. It's definitely on my watch list. I did a video on it. I think there is a ton of growth opportunity from that, especially with... It's kind of like... That's a very similar one to me as in like Golden Nugget or LCA. I think skills is going to be... It's going to be very, very impactful when it comes to the gaming industry for sure. Only thing I have to say, as someone in my 40s and doesn't socially where it's legal in California, is this: what happens to regular weed, man? Stuff now is so strong. It's just on another level. I can't relate, Tim, because my job requires certain things, so I've actually never done anything like that. So I beat myself up over Planet Fitness. It was so cheap during the great drop and didn't even think about Planet Fitness. I owned it and I played it as a swing trade and really wish I would have just held. Same with Peloton. I had like 50 shares of Peloton at $13, and it's so hard for me to even look at this stock at times because it's at 114, 115. So hard. 2021 will be the opposite of a crash. I'm hoping so, Duxter. It'd be nice to just... I mean, obviously you're going to have pullbacks. You're going to have things that... You're going to have rough times. Like that happens. But hopefully we have a consistent uptrend. That'd be so nice. I mean, like I said, we're starting to get into a new, like, age where things are like evolving, and then there's just so much growth opportunity that there's really going to create a lot of opportunities in businesses. So a lot of businesses are going to start to generate a lot more revenue. Just like we were talking drone, in the drone sector. Think of how many jobs are going to start happening because of the drone sector. People are going to have to fix them. People are going to have to learn how to fly them. They're going to have to learn how to maintenance them. Someone's going to have to be able to fly them and deliver them and then do all kinds of things. I mean, there's going to be so many things that are involved with just that entity alone. I'm finally learning I'm not a long-term investor yet. I need to learn to take profits and start building buying power. What's a good percentage for a good flip? That's extremely hard. I was talking today to a couple of guys that I talked to quite a bit about stocks, and it's like over time you end up developing your own strategy, and that's kind of what we all agreed upon. Like, there's no real correct answer because you really don't know. You really can't determine what that stock's actually going to do based on that percentage because, some people do it on dollar amount. Some people pick a price target. Some people, like you just said, pick a percentage. There really isn't like a great answer for, I've learned myself that I just pick a number based on what I feel over doing my research, my due diligence, and just kind of that's my strategy. I don't really base it on a percentage. Any good stocks that are still low due to COVID? There's honestly a ton, Duxter. Like, there really is. Randy, I'm a new investor also. I try my best to double my money, then cut my position by half to invest in a new play. Has worked well for me so far. I think, Tim, I don't know if you and I have talked about that on the side before or not, but I know like we've kind of talked about it a little bit. I think the biggest thing for me is I want to make sure that I get my original investment back and then I'm just playing house money. So like if I take my original investment back, I want to make sure that I have enough shares remaining that it's going to still have a massive impact and it's still going to generate money off of it. And then like Tim said, you can put your original investment back into something else that's starting a new position or maybe you're adding to a position. But that's kind of how I've always done it as well. Lucas Murphy Acquisition Holdings. We'll see one day, maybe. Maybe I'm the next Bill Ackman. Can you ask in the interview how to get a license? I'd like to do that. That's very, very significant because you kind of know who I'm interviewing and what they do. So, yeah, that's definitely one of the questions I've already written down. Not sure how the taxes are going to work, but I have moved a lot this year. Yeah, that's one of the things too that I'm kind of interested to find out. This will be the first go with taxes as far as trading stocks, so I'm kind of going to see myself. Hopefully I don't owe an arm and a leg. Because like I would say more early on in the beginning of the year, I think I traded over 300 times one month. And so I'm kind of like, uh-oh. But towards the end of the year, I was making maybe 10 trades a month, 10 to 15 trades a month, and being a little bit more precise. So hopefully that kind of leveled out and it's not going to just take everything I own. Yes, sir. After our talks, that's what I came up with. You are a Jedi, and I'm still the. I don't know, Tim. Yeah, that's kind of how I've always done it, and like my best advice for people, because that's honestly been like one of the biggest questions is like, how do you know when to take profits? And it's a very, very hard answer because it all depends too on what you're looking for. Like, it's a different strategy when you're talking penny stocks. It's a different strategy when you're talking swing trading. It's a different strategy when you're talking long-term investing. Like, I think all of those are different perspectives too, because then like if you're a long-term investor, like, in Randy's situation, what percentage do you then take? Well, in my situation, like with Workhorse, it's up over like some 100 and something percent. So like if I take it now, yes, I'm making a good amount of money. But like I know Workhorse has so much more potential. And so it's like, do I really want to sell now and then maybe get back in or just hold that position until I feel more comfortable with where I know the price point should be at, and basically my gut feeling on that too, and then take just my original investment, leaving behind enough to that if it continues to run even higher and higher and higher, that I'm still making profits off of it, not necessarily by selling, but just I know I'm making money off of it, but I'm also able to invest in other things. So that's kind of that's how my strategy is. Square, Square is awesome, Duckster. Square is phenomenal. What's unique is, so Duckster, if you've seen Tim mention it, I know Randy mentioned it. I think a couple people have mentioned it as well. PSTH is going to be a SPAC that is merging, and there's a chance that they could be merging with a company called Stripe. Stripe is very similar to Square, so it'll be interesting to see that if Bill Ackman and that entire acquisition team decides to merge with Stripe, how that's going to impact impact Square. But that's also something you have to think about. Are they actually going to do Stripe, or is there a chance they could go with something else? The one thing I'm seeing is that there are hundreds and hundreds of great stocks out there, and so there really should never be FOMO. I tell you, it's crazy to think that, because I'll admit I get FOMO at times too. I really do, and it's hard to like. I think what it is for me is like seeing so many people do YouTube videos on it, and then you see the price driving up and you're like, crap, I gotta get in. I think what helps me understand is like I was saying earlier, like my overall experiences, it always seems like, and this may just be me, it could be everyone out there, it seems like anytime I buy, it still goes down. Anytime I sell, it still goes up. And it's like, damn. But it's not like I'm, I don't know. It doesn't necessarily always, like if I go to buy and it just doesn't completely go way down, but it's just like, dang, I could have held off and it would have went down like 5 more cents or something. It's just, I don't know. Duckster, if you can pick up a few shares PSTH, yeah, I agree. I think that you got a lot going for PSTH. Besides the fact that they are led by legendary Bill Ackman, besides the fact that they have a $4 billion evaluation, besides the fact that their market cap is already amazing and they have yet to merge with anybody, I think it's the hype is going to cause it to go way up. I think the hype is going to, just the unknown of who it's going to be with is going to be crazy. It was going to be very interesting. I can't remember. Tim, you might know. Randy, you might know as well. Or even Nora, anybody. Mike, you might know as well. Was it going to be Airbnb, or was it going to be somebody else that they originally were talking about merging with? And then obviously they ended up IPOing themselves, or going to IPO themselves. Patience makes millionaires. Randy, I don't know if you've seen my shirt, but I got a shirt that I posted that it's in my closet back there. It says I'm gonna be a millionaire, but it's got $100 bill on there, and it's got a mask on it. And the reason is there's a lot of significance to that. So the mask is because I want to remember what I accomplished in 2020. So that's why I put the mask on there. The money is on there because that's kind of how I built my 2020 was my YouTube video is kind of about money. It's about stocks. And my goal with doing all this is to become a millionaire. So man, I tell you, when I start talking so much, I just get the coughing. There we go. I have a love-hate relationship with Hyaluronic. We have a toxic relationship. Yeah, I sold that. I got rid of that. Somebody compared it to like an ex-girlfriend or an ex-wife. and said once you get rid of it, you don't ever pay attention to it again. I started laughing so hard. Yeah, Airbnb. Yeah, that's what I thought. I know he went hard. He went hard after that, and it just doesn't sound like it worked out. But I think that's who he really wanted. Any way you slice it, buddy, the company will be huge, already profitable. Yeah, I agree. Bloomberg were early to yep. I just don't know. I mean, I obviously know about like Michael Bloomberg, and I know enough, but I don't pay too much attention about the overall company. So I don't know what's so significant about Bloomberg as a company. I mean, that's just me. I just have never truly dove that much into it to understand. I mean, I know what Michael Bloomberg has done and all that stuff, but like I don't know why everyone's so like, oh, Bloomberg is going to be a big deal. So I just haven't dove that much into it, I guess. I think there's some more some bigger ones out there. Like, I think Stripe would be pretty big. I think, obviously, SpaceX would be huge, but some guy, like, laughed at me on Stock Twits when I said that today. Lucas, you were about to say piece of junk. Getting in under 30 is so close to the floor rate at initial offering was $20 a share. Yep. Yeah, that's why I felt very comfortable getting in. That's why I felt very comfortable getting in when I did. That's why I'm hopefully on Monday I'm going to add some more. I'm looking to kind of like seal the deal for it right now at 100 shares. And then just ride that one out for a little bit. It'll be very, very cool to see. I personally don't think it's going to be SpaceX, and the reason I don't is because I think that's Elon's baby. Originally it was Tesla, but he just seems so like, he seems such like a kid when anytime SpaceX is doing something phenomenal. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, he put astronauts into space, and that's probably the coolest thing ever. So I understand why so I could see him kind of having some sentimental value and not really wanting people to own it. I think it's Stripe because not investing in MasterCard, he says, is the biggest regret. That's kind of where I'm leaning, and I think that's a big deal. Because I think Stripe will then really start to have, like I said, have a massive impact on Square. And if you look at what Square's done, I mean, Square's run, it's at $208. That's absolutely insane. Because I remember it was like in the low like 100s. This is July 2nd of this year. It was at, oh my God, where is it at? Why is this acting weird? $104. If you go back to June, May and June, you're looking at like $71. If you keep going back, so this is March, you're looking at $34. So in a year's time, it ran from $33 to $214. I mean, that right there alone. And Square has done some amazing things. Like, most people think it's just, I mean, a lot of people do just think that you're just inserting a card into a device, and there's just a lot more with Square. Yeah, I was doing right around the $100 mark as well, Duckster. I just never got into it. One of my buddies that does also live in California that I played college baseball with, that I talk to all the time, he actually started a coffee company. If you watch some of my early videos, I talk about that coffee company that's based out of California. I talk to him all the time about stocks, and he's a big Square guy. The other rumor is PSTH could merge with Inspire Brands after the Dunkin' Donuts deal is done. Not my favorite target, but I'll take it. Yeah, that one would be interesting. It's almost like these are kind of like this merger deal is kind of like I watch YouTubers play video games, and one of the biggest things is Madden. And like when they come out with like packs and stuff, there's always like certain players people want in those packs. And then there's that really cheap one that you could get like as at the end, and that's kind of like that deal right there. Is like, oh man, if it happens, that'd be cool, but like, that's not my favorite option. There's a lot more other options. Like I don't know like who started the rumor about Chick-fil-A, but I am telling you what, if it's Chick-fil-A, I'm broke. I am selling the woodshed and I'm gonna be broke because I'm all about Chick-fil-A. There was a stretch where I would go 3 to 4 times a week to Chick-fil-A. No joke. And their sauces just blow me away. Like one year I bought my wife like tubs of sauce and just put it in her stocking. What's fast? What's fast, Randy? Or FST, sorry. What kind of up Ackman's alley? Hey, did Burger King? Yeah, he did do Burger King, and then he sold it. Well, I don't know if he necessarily sold it, but that company put it into that group. So Chick-fil-A would kill it. Yeah, oh my goodness. He would make a killing off of Chick-fil-A. I would like to really see what the evaluation, like what the actual market cap would get to if it became Chick-fil-A. That would be insane. I have some PayPal. I wish grabbed some Square too. I didn't know they owned Cash App. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I felt. I'd owned PayPal for a really long time, and I just decided to get out and get into some other things. And I just never ever got into Square, and that's one that I really do regret, especially when it was so low. During the COVID, not a lot of people were buying, and it just was down in that time frame. SPAC looking for fast food chain. Oh, that is very interesting. That is very interesting. Let's write that one down. FST. It only makes sense. Fast food. Yeah, that is very interesting. I wonder what fast food chain they would even be looking at. That's what's kind of interesting. Obviously, like Chick-fil-A's out there, but I mean, what else? It always blows me away to see like the cost, like what's Chipotle's trading at. Like, what in the world is Chipotle doing at $1,000 stock price? It always blows me away too to see like Domino's. Like Domino's pizza is always like way up in the like 400s, 500s. Like holy smokes, people love their Domino's pizza. Under $10 last time I checked, so guaranteed money. I was pretty invested into the liquor companies and the alcohol companies there for a while, and they paid off. I'm gonna tell you guys, they helped me get a lot of the SPACs that were coming out, especially coming out of the COVID. So, hey Nora, I was gonna ask you a quick question. If you're around. How did you find out that they don't if you're monetized and you say the word coronavirus or COVID or whatever, they like strike it? Like that's so hard because people are talking about that. So I don't understand like what it's not trademarked. It's not like it's not like a term that is registered or anything. So I don't understand why would they strike it for? Chick-fil-A is a bomb. I don't care about their politics. If I want to get it, yeah. If they just were like, hey, Lucas, how about our Chick-fil-A sauce? You know, what do you think about that? I'd be like, you got me. Or if they were like, hey, what do you think about our sriracha sauce? Sold. Oh, you want some waffle fries? Here you go. I'm all about the spicy chicken sandwich and I can't remember what the first part of it is, but the sriracha sauce that has a little bit of kick reminds me of Chinese food. And then the waffle fries into the sriracha sauce. Woo! And it always seems like, I don't know if maybe I'm the only one, but Sunday rolls around and I'm like, man, let's go get some Chick-fil-A. Oh, wait, they're not open on Sunday. And it just makes you that much more anticipate Monday, so then you can get some Chick-fil-A. Hotel stocks are probably going to go down. It'll be interesting, Duckster. It will truly be interesting to see. Because I think more people will start traveling, so they'll have to start staying in there. I think it'll still be down for a little bit, but once it starts generating revenue, I think you might start to see them go up. MGM and Wynn, yeah. Yep. I didn't realize the Golden Nugget, like that, I don't know if maybe they'll ever affiliate that, but obviously the Golden Nugget's a hotel and stuff as well in Las Vegas. I wanted to get some Wynn resorts too. Yep. Yeah, there's quite a few. The Marriott might be a decent one. I know it played really well when before all the COVID was going on. Oh snap! Is it really 988? Holy crap! What is going on? I'll tell you what, Tim. I was telling Duckster earlier today, if we would have got to 1,000 by the time this live stream was going on, I was gonna do something crazy. I don't know what I was gonna do, but I was gonna do something crazy. That would have been phenomenal. That would have been amazing. I'm looking for, guys. You guys have no idea how exciting this is. I just hope, because what's cool too is then we can start doing like, what are they called? Where like, it's in the actual chat. Nora, I know you. Is it called super chat? You could start super chatting. You could do all kinds of things once you get monetized. Like just the stuff that opens up when you become monetized is phenomenal. EVs are down, but Solo has some 18 calls in 2 weeks. Got a few showrooms already in the U.S. You know what's crazy about that, Mike, is one of the guys that I work with owns it currently, and I think he has over like 2,000 shares in like the $2 range. And he is just holding that sucker. And I was like, man, I'm jealous. I had it for a long time, but then when I started doing videos, I realized like until they started to change from what they're doing, like with just an individual solo vehicle. And obviously I do understand that they're working on other vehicles now, but I think they might be onto something now too. It's not going to be super flashy. It's not going to be an amazing stock, but it definitely made people some money. And it sounds like you're, you got the $18 call. My group, Capitalist Academy. Yeah, the Capitalist Academy. Yeah, Nora's in the Capitalist Academy, guys. If you're, she definitely talks highly about that. Run by Ruby Tuesday founder Sandra Beal. Looking for a drive-through fast food chain with at least $600 million value. Five Guys, Raising Cane's, Zaxby's are some names. Holy cow, that would be awesome, Randy. See, that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. You know, we were talking today And I know you California guys know exactly what I'm gonna be talking about. Nora, I don't know. I don't know if they have them in Florida or not. But all you California guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Where is the chances of In-N-Out going public? And if not, why not? Like, who's to say that a company, one of these SPACs, doesn't swoop in and go to In-N-Out and say, hey, let's take you public? Maybe you guys don't even like In-N-Out. I know us Midwesterners, we don't have In-N-Out. We are, thanks to Patrick Mahomes, we are going to be getting some Whataburgers. But I'm telling you, In-N-Out might be a thing when it comes to the stock market. I can't wait for the craziness to begin. I'm telling you, 2021 is going to go down as the year of the stocks. Let's go. Peter DiCarlo, he's always says YouTube doesn't like you to say that word, Corona or COVID. Huh, interesting. I mean, we have to. I know I'm not saying anything bad about that or saying he's wrong, but I mean, when we're talking about that, we have to. I say pandemic, but like the other day, for example, I mean, Ryan Walsh isn't going to know that we can get striked for saying that. So I can't be like, hey, Ryan, I need you to just say pandemic. Like, I didn't want to do that. But it's interesting that if he found that out. Oh, man, I love that place. You guys go animal style. Are you an animal style guy, Tim? Haha, there's an In-N-Out 10 minutes away. I'm so jealous of you guys. Shake Shack is my favorite. We got a couple of Shake Shacks. We got Five Guys. We got, sounds like we're getting 2 Whataburgers. We got Sonic. We got obviously McDonald's. We got Burger King. No In-N-Outs. We do have Shake Shack. We got some other ones that are pretty like sit down, like Robin Hood or Red Robin. Sorry, not Robin Hood. Red Robin. Damn. In-N-Out is awesome though. They will actually build your burgers as big as you want. When I was 240, I would get 6x6 animal style. Man, that sounds phenomenal right now. I'd take a 6x6 animal style. Give me some of their fries and the peppers you can get at the little station. Woo! Now I'm 190, so I do a double animal style. That's light work, Tim. That's light work. That's just the appetizer. Let's go. That's good that you've done that, though. That's awesome. That's awesome. I tell you what, the other day when was it? It was last weekend. Yeah, it was Sunday night. I grilled out, and I probably did a double for sure, grilling on the grill. Man, I tell you, homemade burgers. Whew. So this weekend I'm smoking. I got a Traeger. I like smoking meats and like doing different stuff and cooking outside for sure. And this weekend I'm gonna be smoking some salmon. Hopefully to do it on Sunday before the Chiefs game. So, or even after the Chiefs game, probably for dinner. So I'm gonna smoke some salmon. Put some brown sugar on top of it. I talk my head off from 9 a.m., yo. to 10 a.m. weekdays. Yeah, you're a dispatcher, Nora. I do some dispatching for 2 hours because that's part of the rotation, but I don't do it for my full go. We don't have In-N-Out. It sucks. Yeah, I thought Florida had it, but yeah, I know 4 less patties does wonders for my girlish figure. In-N-Out would start at $100 a share And In-N-Out owns the West. Yeah, it does. I'm telling you, it would. That's what would that. And I don't know why or what's preventing it from happening. But then also you got to like they don't franchise. Like it's not a franchise. Like people can't just go and say, "Hey, I want to buy, a franchise and place an In-N-Out here." It just doesn't work like that. I don't think we have an In-N-Out anyways. I heard it's the bomb. Yeah, we don't have them either. But when I traveled for college ball and like anytime I go to the West for vacation, when I would, like my in-laws or my sister-in-law lives out in Arizona, so we always make sure we hit up. We get them in Texas, so if we make a trip to Texas, we can get them. Say MJ or CV19. I try to say pandemic. I know Jack says the Roni or Rona. Yeah, that's what Nora said. Yeah, Nora. Animal all day. Then dip fries in a vanilla shake. Oh, man. See, that's what we do with Wendy's. I don't know. Do you guys have Wendy's? Because with Wendy's, you dip the fries into your Frosty. Ho, ho, ho. The chocolate Frosty. Damn, I'm hungry. Randy, don't you do a restaurant, don't you? You could start making everything animal style. I saw you're cooking for Thanksgiving. That looked pretty good. I literally have 2 in a 3-mile radius. Always have a line no matter what time of the day. Yeah, that's one thing we've always talked about here. It's like, there's some people that definitely don't like it. And, you're right. Can have your opinions, but they are 100% always busy. Always busy. Yeah, I like Five Guys. We have Five Guys too. The funniest part is you get the French fry bag and it's like 10 times darker than what it was before they put the fries in there. Randy, you gotta try their cosmic. Man, that sounds good. So right before I live streamed, I went to Walmart and my wife gave me a list to get because she's making buffalo chicken sandwiches, and so one of the items that was on the list to get was out of the blue was vanilla ice cream. So you're sending this guy down the ice cream aisle. So not only did I get vanilla ice cream, but I also got Rocky Road ice cream, which is one of my favorites. Maybe you guys can explain what animal style really is. It's almost how I would describe it, and I could be completely wrong, but it's kind of like Thousand Island in a way, but it has like it's similar to the Big Mac sauce if I'm right, but I could be wrong. I know I've had it a couple times, but it's been a couple years. Yeah. Why does Del Taco really have better burgers than McDonald's? Truth. See, we don't. I don't think we have any Del Tacos here. We did, and it went on out of business. People just didn't like Del Taco. What's up, Sing? Oh, we're so freaking close. So freaking close. I tell you what, so close. It's like Thousand Island with relish. Yeah, that's how I would describe it. It truly does remind me of, in a way, it kind of reminds me of the Big Mac sauce. Mac sauce is what they call it. I like animals. It's good. It's good. For some reason I got hooked too when we were down in Texas playing. I played slow pitch softball down in Texas, and we were in Mansfield, and I went to an In-N-Out there, and man, the peppers that they put out too. The little, I don't even know what to call them. But I was just popping them in my mouth. And then they gave me a stomachache later. I tell you what, Sing, if you did that, don't tell me, but I would appreciate it so much. I'm literally like eating my fingernails off waiting to get to 1,000. Well, Colorado just got one, so who knows? Oh, really? Interesting. I do like going to Colorado. I'm a big time snowboarder. I love snowboarding. Love snowboarding. I like just going out for like nature too. Like I'm a big mountain guy. Like I love seeing the mountains. Spicy nuggets and frosty. Holy smokes, you guys are making me hungry too. I'm getting hungry. Did we add any more? 988. That's freaking awesome. Hopefully come Monday, guys, we're even closer. Maybe by Monday we're talking 12 people. 12 people. Like that's what's crazy to me is like 12 people. All they have to do like is just do that. They just literally have to click a button. Just click a button. 12. Like it's gonna be even more nerve wracking when I know when it's at 5. At 5, I'm gonna be like just dying. Damn it, that's it. After this, I'm going in and out. Well, I'm gonna give it 3 more minutes. We've been going for 2 hours and 11 minutes, guys, and I know you guys got some stuff to do, so I'll probably wrap it up here and call it a night. Man, this was awesome, guys. I'll tell you what, this was an amazing live stream. Like this is kind of like my wrap up the week of just everything and just kind of like just talk with people. Like it's a ton of fun. And that's why I always put in the picture of the live stream, like we do talk way more about, yes, we talk stocks. It's awesome. But we talk like everything, and that's what's a ton of fun. That's what makes this channel so unique too, is we are about everything. So man, it's awesome. Don't worry, guys. I'm telling you what, the grind will not stop. The passion is gonna keep pouring in. I'm looking forward to this 1,000 number. It's gonna be phenomenal. You guys are the reason why we're getting there. Man, I tell you, it's gonna be a blast, guys. So I'm gonna tell you guys because you guys are here, but I'm making a 1,000 video, 1,000 subscriber hype video. And if you guys haven't seen my like hype videos, like check out my the one on my homepage, talking about like me doing YouTube. So expect like a hype video for getting 1,000, and it's gonna be off the charts. So I'm looking forward to doing that for sure. Sub with my other account, man. I appreciate you. I really do, guys. I appreciate it. It just shows your guys' support. That's what it's all about. Is like it literally shows your guys' support, your commitment to like helping me out, and I can't thank you guys enough. It absolutely, it means the world to me. It really does, and that's what makes me want to keep pouring into this, keep giving back, keep doing my thing because of you guys. So we're gonna wrap this one up, guys. We're gonna wrap this one up, and like I said, come Monday, guys. Hopefully we're at 1,000, and follow me on Instagram, guys. I look forward to talking to you, some of you guys, and you guys are amazing. Like you guys are gonna make me like get emotional and stuff, man. 10 to go. I can't thank you guys enough, really. Like it's a great feeling. Swing on over to the Instagram account if you haven't. If you're new, swing over there, subscribe, and I'm gonna keep the hype pouring for you guys. Follow me over there. My Twitter is pretty active as well. But I'm way more active on my Instagram just because it's a lot easier to interact and do things like that. So it's up there on the thing. It's at Murphy4848. And man, you guys are freaking awesome. You really are. I look forward to getting this goal accomplished. Hopefully you guys have a phenomenal weekend. Hopefully you guys get to enjoy, the weekend and whatever it presents, whatever you get to do, whatever you enjoy. Hopefully you get to do that. I'm gonna spend it with my family. We get to have a Zoom call tomorrow with Santa Claus for our 17-month-old, and we did a drive through the park tonight where we got to see all the Christmas lights, and he was just so excited, saw Santa, and he kept saying hi, hi. So those are the things I look forward to on the weekend, and I can't thank you guys enough. You truly are, like, you guys are a blessing to me. Like, you really are. This is phenomenal. And I mean, we're creating something special here. We truly are. You guys are helping me in ways you just don't even understand. So with that being said, we hit that mark. It is 11:01. Like I said, have a great weekend. Let's get it done. Let's get it done this weekend. Let's get it, and who knows, maybe something gets dropped this weekend because of the 1,000. So you guys have a good rest of your evening. Have a good day, and see you guys later.